What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. As always, I like to remind you guys that if you want to donate to this channel, if you want to show love to this channel, to Too Raw for TV, you can do so in the links provided in the description box. Now, this is a video request from one of my subscribers, Francois Hurd. He wanted to hear me talk about this situation with Molly Qerim, LeVar Ball, and ESPN. And I hadn't really talked about it because I really don't feel passionate about it, this topic anyway, in any way, shape, or form. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I'm no fan of LeVar Ball. I'm no fan of Big Baller Brand. And I'm definitely not a fan of Molly Qerim. And I'm not a fan of ESPN. I haven't really been a fan of that network since at least the early 2000s. But I will say this. As a man, and as a black man, I do feel sympathy for LeVar Ball. It seems as though, as usual, that individuals like us are the prime targets when it comes to sexual harassment. We never get the benefit of the doubt. We always get the short end of a stick, generally. And in this situation, I think it's an overreaction from ESPN due to the heightened political correctness that we live in. We've been living in an increasingly politically correct environment since the early 90s. It's got to the point where it's ridiculous now. And it's going to get to the point where a lot of guys are just going to stop like feeling comfortable speaking to women in any way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? This is where we're heading toward. Like I said, a lot of it has to do with the fact that LeVar Ball is a black man. And a lot of it also has to do with the fact that, to be honest with you, LeVar Ball is probably not what most women consider the man of their dreams, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But and a lot of people talk about, I know a lot of people, I get like people who write, I think I get subscribers or people I know, I'm just being honest, who write to me under ghost accounts and say shit like, damn, man, you always talking about race. Why you always crying about race? I'm not crying about race. I'm being honest. Don't you guys want honesty? I'm being honest. I can sit here and bullshit all the time, but I'm being honest. Why do you guys think America hates O.J. Simpson so much? Because he's a murderer? Come on, man. There's a lot of notable murderers, okay, in our society. A lot of people who have been rich and famous who have also been murderers. The recently departed Clarence Von Bulow, for instance, far more wealthy than O.J. Simpson. He was a murderer. He murdered his wife. I don't see this hatred. I didn't see his hatred toward him back in the 80s, right? Not to this extent. But like, you know what I'm saying? The actor, he murdered his wife. Jesus, the one that played in that sitcom back in the 70s, that show. Shit, I can't think of his name right now. You know what I'm saying? He murdered his wife. But the reason why people hate OJ so much in this country, and you know what people I'm talking about, is because not only did OJ murder a white woman, he murdered a Jewish man and got away with it. That's why they hated him so much. That's why they hated him so much. If OJ Simpson murdered Juanita Brown Simpson and Randy Goldman, well, Randy Brown, sorry I killed off the bench player for the Chicago Bulls in the 90s. I know. I didn't mean to kill him off like that. But if he had killed them, uh, he's a fucked up guy, you know. Maybe a drug deal gone bad, whatever. You know, black on black crime, chop it up to that. That's it. You can stigmatize it, but when it's personalized for them like this, oh man. But yeah, that's that. I wanted to touch on that. But having said all of that, right? I think it's more ESPN than anything else. With Molly Curran, yeah, I do think that her and her husband Jalen Rose are on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fan of Molly Curran. She's definitely part of this Me Too movement bullshit we've been seeing the last couple of years that has stigmatized so many great men in our society. The reason why you have uh, Bill Cosby, who's going to spend his 82nd birthday in prison, which is a fucking travesty. All right. The thing about Molly Curran that I don't like is you have to be consistent with certain shit. You know what I'm saying? The way you react to certain situations, right? But my thing is this though. At the same time, I think the shit that Molly Curran, the behavior she exhibited in this situation, and I know some people brought up the fact that she act totally different around Terrell Davis. But this is the thing though. This is just my opinion. Okay. People are going to react differently in certain situations. I know, for instance, if Leslie Jones, that black chick from Saturday Night Live, was flirting with me, I would react totally different than, say, if Taraji P. Henson flirted with me. Leslie Jones flirt with me, I will give a nervous laugh, ha 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 ha, and then I'll change the subject. Taraji P. Henson flirted with me, I would not only love it, I would aggressively try to get her to take her clothes off, examine her vagina, do unbeknownst monstrosities to her vagina and her body, and things that I can't talk about on YouTube beyond uh, the pale because I would have my video taken down for probably pornography at this point. I mean, I would do some very seedy things to Taraji P. Henson. I just leave it to the imagination. You know what I'm saying? Halle Berry, oh my God. I would try to recreate that scene from Billy Bob Thornton and Monsters Ball. I mean, I'm talking about that's her ass. That's her ass. Ha, 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 ha. So it's different. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you're going to react differently from certain situations, Um, it doesn't make it right, makes it inconsistent, but that's the main reason why LeVar Ball should not have been banned. Okay? You cannot ban somebody for a double entendre. And even if he did mean it sexually, I think he meant it more like, you know, sure, Molly, I love to switch gears with you, pretty lady like you. Yeah, I think he meant it more like that. Innocent flirtatiousness. If you're going to ban someone for that, the ESPN deserves to have all of their fucking rating points dry up, man, to the point where only fucking the family members of executives and staff watch that shit. Maybe 100 people watch that shit. I think he meant it more like that, not like, sure, Molly, I love to switch gears with you. Meaning like, Sort of like me switching from your asshole to your pussy. I don't think he meant it uh, in a sexual manner at all. And it's funny how I said that I wouldn't go into detail about having sex with Taraji P. Henson, but I just mentioned going from pussy to asshole or asshole to pussy. That's inconsistent, isn't it? Yeah, I know. Um, but anyway, that's how I feel about it, man. I don't like either anybody involved. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a thing against Jalen Rose, but you know, it is what it is with him. Um, I don't have a issue with Jalen Rose. I don't like Molly Curran. I don't like LeVar Ball. I think he's a walking minstrel show. All right. But in this situation, I think that LeVar Ball is being railroaded by ESPN. I think that ban will be lifted eventually um, because it's stupid. I think this ban is strictly politics. They're trying to appease to the Me Too fuckers, and that ilk. And it remains to be seen, you know, as far as how this situation is going to play out eventually. But I think it's bullshit. And that's pretty much all I got to say, man. Tell me what you guys think.